Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video is very different. It's not about makeup at all, but we're gonna talk about nails. So let's get started. So today's topic, like I said, is about nails. So I'll be talking about nails extension, acrylic, polygel, gel polish, acetone, and nail allergy. So yes. So I'm gonna go straight forward to my point here because I got an allergy reaction recently around I think about a week ago. Yeah, it's been a week, and the story goes like this. So I'm gonna start with the first time I got the allergic reaction, which is 4 years ago. So during that period of time, I didn't do my nail by myself. I went to a nail tech that did my nails for me. At that point when they did my nail or she did my nail, there's no allergic reaction. It stayed on for around maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, around 2 weeks ish. And I started to get interested in, acrylic, extension, that kind of stuff because I don't know how to do that and I'm not a professional in nails. Okay, that's all I can say. Because doing nail stuff, you best to be certified to do this nail stuff because these ingredients are really toxic. So back to what I was saying. So back then I did the nails and all blah blah blah, and I get interested in it, and I start to buy things from Shopee, from whatever places. I remember the first time I ordered acrylic, which is at Wish. Okay, like Wish, guys. So at that point when I did nails using Wish item, it didn't give me any sort of reaction, and I stopped doing acrylic for around a month after I start doing it myself on my nails. And I stopped for a month, I think. I'm not sure what's the reason behind it that I stopped. And then when I started to do again, I continue doing on my nails after that 1 month break, like that. um I start to have a allergy reaction on my nails, and back then, sorry, not on my nails, it's on my skin, the cuticle part and my fingers. So, um, I didn't know how to deal with it because I'm not sure what happened because I did acrylic before and I don't have any reaction, that kind of stuff. But and yeah, the allergic was really really bad to the point where the cuticle part here, like you guys can see here, it start to have blister. Blister that has like water in it. Yeah, it started to form that on all of my finger, most of my finger, that's all I can say, including this side, because my dominant hand is right side, so I mostly do on my left. So at that point of time, my left side, all my fingers is very very bad. It's um it's not the allergic reaction that I expect to get from that, but yeah, that's how it turned out, and it has blister and all. I think it reduced. I think I think it start to recover after a month. I think around there, because it was so severe, and that was my first allergic reaction. So I thought that okay, maybe I'm allergic to acrylic because at that point of time I just do acrylic and that's it. And the next time, I think a few more months, around 6 months, 8 months ish, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because this was a long time ago. I don't even want to remember what happened back then. But yeah. So I didn't do any nails because after the allergy reaction, and I was thinking, okay, if I'm allergic to acrylic, I may not be allergic to polygel. Okay, so heads up, guys. At that moment, I didn't know that polygel is a mix of acrylic powder and builder gel. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. But at that moment, I didn't know. Okay, I don't know until I got the reaction from the polygel, and I went to search and all, and I saw one of these nail tech. I don't know if she consider herself nail tech, but she do nails like acrylic extension, that kind of stuff, at her YouTube. And I saw her mixing acrylic powder and builder gel because she said that is technically polygel. So I'm like, so basically it consists of acrylic anyways. So I'm like, okay, so I'm allergic to polygel and acrylic, right? So after that, I stop, like literally stop. I never even touch all the stuff. I throw all of the nail stuff and I wear glove because I don't want to get in contact with any of the stuff. So I threw all of the nail stuff, including the nail lamp, nail drill. I gave it off for free, I think, or I sold it. No, sorry, I gave it to someone because that person is doing nails and I don't do nails already at that point after the allergic reaction, so I gave it to that person. So fast forward to this year, which is around a week ago, I start to do gel polish. So let me get the intention out first. So the reason why I bought polygel and gel polish is because my intention was to put it on top of a press on nail, you know, which have a solid color like pink, red, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, or even like clear or natural press on nails. And my intention was just that, you know, put polygel on top of it, you know, play around with some colors, and when it's done curing or whatsoever, and when I want to use, I just paste it on my nails. So that was the intention that I was going towards too. But my curiosity hit me like instantly. I'm like, okay, am I allergic to gel polish? So I'm like, let's try. So I put it on this pinky nail. Okay, like I said, it's on my left side because my dominant hand is my right side. So I always start with my left side. And after I put it on, like the base coat, 2 layers of gel polish and top coat after curing and all that stuff. And be mindful that I am actually very, very cautious that I do not want it to get on my skin just in case. But yeah, so I'm very, very cautious not to go near any of the skin of my nails, such as like cuticle, the side of the nails, you know, like this side and the bottom part, because my nail was long at that moment. Last week my nail was long after that I cut it down. So yeah, I avoid as much skin as possible. Like I do not want it to touch my skin just in case. So after I do the nails, I like waited for a bit, like there's no reaction and kind of stuff. So this is a lesson for everybody. If you have sensitive skin, please leave it on 24 to 48 hours. Okay, don't be like me, leave it on like few minutes, like maybe 5-10 minutes, like oh there's no reaction, let's do the whole nail. Okay, so don't be like that. Do patch tests, you know, because having sensitive skin and allergic skin, you know, when you're very, very easy to get any allergies, you better do a patch test, you know. And I think, not for other people but for me, I think I would rather have one nail, or what, not one nail, one finger that is having the reaction rather than all of the fingers. Okay, at least you can still do other stuff with the other 9 fingers if you are having one allergic reaction. Example, if I'm doing this first, because I said I do this finger first, right? If this have the allergic reaction first and the other nails won't get any allergic reaction. Okay, so that's a lesson. Yeah, so I didn't leave it on for that long, just a few minutes, and I'm like, okay, there's no reaction, let's do the whole nail. And after I'm done with the set, my whole nail, like this side and my right side, after 3 hours, I got the reaction. And the reaction wasn't like straight up, like straight away you feel very, very itchy. No, it started with your hands feeling very heaty. You know, when you're fever, your face, your eyes feel very heaty. That's how you feel on your fingers. Okay, it feels very, very heaty. And I'm like, okay, this is already coming up. So I straight up got up from my bed because I was lying on my bed, obviously. and I started like to remove everything. So the process of removing is very hard because usually people use e-file, not nail file like regular. Manually you do it yourself, you file yourself. No, that was hard. And at this point it was a critical moment to take it off ASAP, as soon as possible. And I'm like, okay, I have this acetone. This acetone is 99.9% acetone, okay? It's almost pure acetone, which is 100% acetone. So, yes. And be mindful that all of these things, acetone, gel polish, monomer, acrylic, polygel, is very, very, very toxic. Okay, there's a lot of harmful chemical actually. So, yeah, that's just a heads up for you to know. There's a lot of harmful chemicals. And so, yeah, it was a critical moment. And for me to get it all off, it took very, very long. So, I actually filed the top layers, and okay, guys, this is a lesson again. Don't do what I did, okay? So, my thinking was, okay, you soak the gel polish in acetone and blah blah blah, use cotton pad and use aluminum foil. That's how nail techs do, or they use the clip, if you guys know. Yeah, so I'm like, oh, I do not have aluminum foil at that moment, and I do not have the clips. So what happened was, I took a glove. I have a glove, and I cut off the fingertip of the glove, like this level. I cut it off, and I put a cotton pad and I put that thing on, so it's just the tip part, correct? And then I put it on top of it. I put another whole entire glove just to keep it secure, and I did it for my both fingers. Okay, while that is waiting, I'm feeling like, oh, why is it so tingly? So the reaction that I got first before I start filing off, it's just like around my cuticle area. It feels very uncomfortable, like itchy-ish, heaty, slightly heaty, And after I put my hand in the acetone, gosh, it instantly feel itchy. Not instantly, I'm sorry. Like after a while you put it in, and then like after I took it out, oh my god, guys, the itchiness is unbearable. Okay, it hurts, it's stinging, it's heating up all my fingers, and I'm like, oh my god, it better not be worse. And that night, after I removed everything as much as possible that I could remove, I start to have a very, very, very bad itchiness on my hands. So I start soaking my hand in hot water, and it doesn't help. But I'm not sure if hot water supposed to help, because some people say that hot water is like, if you soak it in hot water, is trying to remove the toxic and stuff, but I'm not sure. And I totally like went crazy, and I tried to apply the Uniflex. Uniflex is used for eczema, that kind of allergy things. Eczema, I don't know if eczema is considered allergy, but I do have eczema. And but my eczema is not severe. It's quite mild. Yeah, quite mild. So I tried to use the Uniflex, and it doesn't work. And I used it like 4 days straight. The Uniflex, it doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. So I'm like, I'm not sure what should I do. And it became worse and worse every single day. It started to come out bumps all over your hand, and it's swollen and all. I think you guys can see a little bit, like, I know you guys can see, it's very weird texture, very weird texture. But now it's healing, like slowly healing. I can see the results a bit. So yeah, so at that moment, okay, we are talking about that moment. So I was panicking, I couldn't sleep, I keep applying Uniflex over and over again, but you shouldn't do that. It's for external use. Put it 2 to 4 times a day. That was stated at the Uniflex itself. So yeah, and I start using it, and I'm like thinking, oh my god, this doesn't make any difference, the Uniflex. And I'm like, oh my god, what should I do? My hands started to itch very, very crazily, like legit crazy. This side of my finger as well, both of my hands basically, and some here. You guys can see this one, and a little bit here, a little bit here. Yeah, so that is all from the acetone, if I'm not mistaken. Probably, but might be the gel polish as well, because as I was filing, all the gel polish flying all over the place. So yeah, and I didn't know what to do anymore. I start soaking my fingers in cold water. Okay, the reason why I did this, because it numbs my fingers at the moment. Usually I do this like before bed, so I can sleep peacefully. So I put my finger at cold water for around 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, put in and out. Don't constantly dunk your finger in the ice water for straight 15 minutes. Like you put in and then put out, put in, put out, put in, put out, until the ice is melted or the water not very cold already. So, and then it helps a bit. It numbs the skin, and but there's bad thing about it. Maybe this is what I heard, but I'm not sure. It says that because when you dunk your nails, or sorry, your skin in cold water, if you have any things, infection, allergy, whatever, it slow down the healing time. But I'm thinking, like, at that moment, it's the only thing that helped me to sleep, because it numbs my fingers, all my finger, so I can sleep peacefully. Because if not, I'm gonna be waking up 2 to 3 times every single night because of my hand being itchy. So besides the ice water that I do it every night, I also use a medicated oil, Chinese oil, Yu oil. Yes, I'm not sure if you guys heard of it before. So yeah, I use that one, and the heatiness from the oil, because when you use the oil, it will build up heat and it will feel hot. Okay, usually I use that for period pain. Like if I get cramps on my belly, I usually use that. Or I'm having stomach ache, yeah, I use that. So I apply that all over my fingers. So it the oil will create heat, obviously, because I don't know what kind of oil you should say that. Is medicated oil correct? I'm not sure. But yeah. So the feeling of the heat is actually very, very comforting, because it didn't make me feel itchy. I rather feel the heat than itchiness. The itchiness, like, literally making me stay awake the whole entire time. So when I feel the heatiness, like, oh my god, this is so good. And I'm like, okay, I can sleep peacefully. I didn't wake up, I woke up that one time and applied that oil, and I sleep all the way. Okay. But in any ways, if you tried, like, creams that are from pharmacy that is not prescribed, which means it's like over the counter, if it doesn't work for you, then you gotta go to clinic. And if the clinic give you, or the doctor give you the cream, and it still doesn't work on you, then you gotta go to skin specialist. So I went to clinic yesterday. Today is Saturday night. Okay. And I use the cream. It's stated to use the cream twice a day, and I was thinking, okay, maybe I use morning and I use night, because it's twice a day. And the doctor said eat allergy medicine, which is like for runny nose. Runny nose also have allergy, runny nose. Like runny nose slash allergy slash that kind of things for medication. And I do have that, a ton of it in my drawers. So I'm like, okay, just give me the cream. I have the pills, because the doctor recommended to eat that medication and use the cream as well, so it helps to heal faster. So this is the second day, and I can see it healing. Okay, I can see it healing. And because it was very bad, to the point where this part of my finger I couldn't even cover fully, especially this one, because this one, sorry, it's my middle finger, okay, this one has the worst reaction recently before I go to the clinic. And this one cannot really even close. I only can do it like that at that moment, but now I can close it fully, but it still feels slightly tight because it's still a bit swollen. And yes, there's still bumps and all that kind of stuff. This side is healing quite well, these three fingers, but there's a little bumps and that kind of stuff at the side and a little bit at the tip here, and this finger actually also had the worst reaction. One, two, and this finger. So the middle finger here and these two finger has the worst reaction before I went to the clinic, like one day before I went to the clinic. It's very, very tight, very sore, very itchy. Okay, so I think these three fingers, one, two, and this middle finger, will have a longer recovery time. But the rest of my finger here, you see, you can see the dots slightly this side as well. I don't know if you guys can see. But yeah, it's starting to reduce. So the cream that the doctor gave me, it helps. And like I said, do not do this at home. The doctor kind of scolded me like, you do it at where do you do it? I'm like, oh, I'm doing it at home. Like, I tried to put it on my nails, but I didn't know I was allergic to it, because I figured out, I thought like maybe I'm allergic to acrylic polygel, but I didn't know I was allergic to acetone itself. So I give that reason to the doctor, and the doctor was like, okay, I'll give you a cream. Do you need your tablet for allergy? Runny nose tablet, do you have? They're like, yeah, I have. So I'm just gonna give you the cream, yeah? The doctor said, and I'm like, yeah, sure. And the cream helps. Okay, it helps, to be honest. And I'm very, very glad that it helps. But now usually these two fingers is still quite painful, but it's mostly sore. Like this part is very, very sore. Yeah. So yeah, pretty much almost healed up my whole finger. And my finger got dry. I don't know if you guys can see. No, you guys can't see. I don't know how to show you guys, but this part of my finger, the joints, which is here, is very, very dry. So gotta put more cream. So yeah, this finger is still healing as well. This one mostly the sides are hurting more, but the top here, the dots, is not hurting that much, like I can press on it, like it doesn't hurt. So yeah. And moral of the story is, once you're allergic to acrylic or polygel, do not even bother trying other stuff, knowing that gel polish, acetone, monomer, you use the monomer for acrylic, they have a lot of chemicals that is quite toxic. Okay, the chemical content is very high, guys, very, very high. And once you're allergic to that, do not even try to like think like, oh, maybe I'm just allergic to these certain things, like I may not be allergic to that. Because I don't even think that I was allergic to acetone until recently. I got this reaction is because of the acetone. Okay, so some people have different opinion, which I don't mind. Different people, different opinion, but my opinion is to be like, to stay safe, do not even bother trying. Because I saw one of these videos, she's like, oh, I was allergic to this, so I tried to change the monomer, and I used a different monomer and it doesn't give me any reaction, and so on and so forth. But if you are willing to put the risk on your fingers, you may do so, but I recommend no. I recommend do not do that, because you don't want to take any risk if anything happen, because it may be worse. Okay, this is not the worst. The worst is the first time until it blister here. Like the reaction was so bad that it blistered up all my finger, basically on my left side, almost all. So yeah, you do not want to do that. So, but anyways, it's still up to you guys. If you guys are willing to try, willing to go through the allergy reaction, that you got on your fingers, if you have any allergy, um my you may do it, you can go for it, but as for me, my opinion is do not even bother trying it. Okay, because once you're allergic to something that is very toxic, which is acrylic polyger, is very toxic, monomer as well, you don't even want to try gel polish or acetone. Like both of them, all of them is very toxic. Of course, you guys know, I think a lot of nail tech know that all this stuff is very toxic, and the smell, the monomer smell especially, is very very pungent, very pungent, like very strong, to the point it gives you headaches. So yeah, so this is a story about my nails allergy or finger allergy reaction. So this is the last time I'm doing nails. Like the other times I'm just gonna do press on, solid color plus press on, I don't mind. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy this video, just a short story for you guys, and you may take it to consideration if you are facing this kind of stuff. So but if you have any reaction like this, I recommend you to go straight away to your doctor or clinic, whatever is near you, so you can get it treated ASAP. So yes, and thank you guys for tuning in this video, and I hope you guys enjoy. And don't forget to comment, share and subscribe, so you can press the bell button so you can get notified when I post a new video. So yes, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time in my next video. Bye.